Broadcasting live from the Vegas Video Network studios, just steps from the Las Vegas Strip, it's Talktails! And now our host, she's our very own kaleidoscope of talent. What? It's Kelly Clinton!
Welcome to Talktails on the Vegas Video Network. I'm sorry I can't hear you. I have a whistle in my ear. I am Kelly Clinton Holmes, and I am your... Oh, thank you so much. I am your host, and it is crazy in the studio. We've never had a whistler before. Can you whistle again? Well, that I should record as my ringtone. I love that. I like that a lot. Well, anyway, I'm very excited and happy. As you can see, I'm wearing summer colors, so I'm breaking out, baby. I went to the closet, and this kept jumping out. This dress kept jumping out, saying, pick me, please. Please don't pick the black again. So I'm feeling like a big crayon or something right now. But I'm happy. Thank you. All right. Can we start over? Today, we have a big star here today. This gentleman well, first of all, he went from dancer, singer, actor to writer, director, producer. He is currently starring in the show Rock of Ages, which is a big Broadway hit, by the way, and also a big-time movie, which I haven't seen yet, but I'm going to tell you, I saw Rock of Ages last week, and I saw Troy Burgess as Dennis Dupree. Troy is here today, and we're going to talk about everything. You have no idea. I mean, I started researching Troy, and he has done so many great things. You're going to be fascinated. Before we meet this huge star that I'm a big fan of, who even came to my Monday night at the Bootlegger and sang a few times. First, I'm going to introduce you to some other people in our family right here on Talktails. Troy doesn't know this, but we have a huge orchestra here, right on the set. An orchestra of one. Yes. We like to call him Bow Tie Daddy, baby. This is Kenny Davidson.
Hello.
The Talktails Orchestra. Yeah, baby.
Well, I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. I want it,
Yeah.
dead or alive. I want it, dead or alive.
You are... Oh, listen to that. We got some harmony in there. Give it up for Kenny Davidson, ladies and gentlemen. Rock on, baby.
A cowboy on the run is clearly a theme that I relate to.
Yeah, I can see that. A cowboy accountant on the run.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Were you a rocker? Not are you a rocker, but were you a rocker back in the 80s?
Back in my day.
Did you have longer
I did
hair?
have longer hair at one point. I did. Yeah.
Or did you wear the bow tie back then?
No, I just had the long hair.
Did you wear jeans? I've never seen you in jeans, Kenny.
I think I did. Like once in my life, I wore jeans.
Well, your
yeah.
parents are here, and I'm going to find out if you tell
Ask them
the
for
truth.
sure. They'll tell you.
Are you guys? Is that true, Rita, Kurt? You never wore jeans.
Oh, see now they're fighting.
All right, he
Now they're fighting. Mom and Dad, stop fighting.
he came out of the womb in a three-piece suit with a bow tie.
That's right.
Well, I'm going to tell them the whole story one day here on Talktails and how you came to be the son of Rita and Kurt, but we don't have time for that today.
No, it's only a half-hour show.
It is a long story.
It is.
It changes every time. Who's headlining at the Tuscany
This
with you?
Friday night, former guest on the show, Pascal Elia,
Ooh.
is doing the show. I can't wait.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah, and it's going to be totally something crazy. I can't wait.
She's
It'll be
terrific.
fantastic.
She sings in like 6 or 7 different languages.
I hope she does that on the show too.
Well, yeah.
I'm hoping she changes languages in mid-song.
Oh, yeah.
I think that'd be great.
Do
Actually.
you sing in other languages?
No.
It's been great talking to you, Kenny. Anyway, and don't tell mamas.
Wednesdays and Saturdays. Correct.
Okay, Kenny Davidson. Now we will say hello to our director, producer, creator of the Vegas Video Network. Hello, Scott Whitney.
Hello.
And Jacob Cannon, yes.
Brought to you by Rock of Ages.
Thank you.
And
Oh, yeah.
by
Oh, wait, his mic's not on.
Why
But you
it's
built
brought to you
this
by
city.
Rock of Ages and the good people at PBR. One of our guests here is trying to get a sponsorship, and I'm trying to help him.
You know what? You try to help him, and he's got to try to help us because we need some sponsors, too.
Not really. Hell with him.
We want some sponsors. Scott.
I got changes in plan.
So you're drinking PBR, as they call it.
Yeah, for the first time in our
world.
entire show's history, we were demanded to buy an alcoholic beverage, or otherwise the guest wouldn't show, which I thought was harsh.
You know that is not true.
No, it wasn't.
You know what happened was Curve and Oak, the PR company, and
those guys? I love PBR.
They're here too. Yes.
I know.
Rebecca's here, but also Troy did his homework, and he actually, not like all the guests, he actually watched the show a few times. He watched the show a few times, and he saw that there's alcohol, and the Talktails name is a play on cocktails.
Right.
And so he joined in to be a part of it. He did
Clearly,
not strong-arm us.
Right. Clearly, he's the smartest guest we've had so far. Able to figure out cocktails. I could probably get a beer.
Well, I felt like I was disappointing you with having all my non-alcoholic friends on. So.
That's okay. Don't worry about me.
I brought you a drinker, a talented drinker, baby.
He's good. We're going to have a good time with him.
Okay, speaking of drinking, first of all, hello, Jacob Cannon over there, technical director.
There he is. Look at him. It's a handsome man right there, by the way.
Nice to see you. But so back to the drinking story. So Clint and I went on a really cool trip again this past weekend. We went to Napa Valley or Sooonoma. We went all the way. Actually, technically.
You speak like somebody who's never been there before.
Well, I haven't been to Sooonoma. Have I, Clint?
Yeah, maybe he should have kept playing tennis. Might have been better for you.
What I meant was I hadn't been to this particular place. You can back me up on that, right, Clint? Kill you if you don't. Yes.
This one house.
Anyway,
so
okay, so we go and we can't even tell you whose house it was and exactly where it was.
Why?
But because it's
Is it somebody famous?
No, but it's.
Then tell us.
Put it this way: there were people there. Listen to this, Scott. Can you zoom in?
No.
Perfect. All right, listen. Then I'll zoom in.
I can. Yeah, I'll zoom in.
All right. No, don't zoom in.
You want to zoom in? Go ahead.
Don't. I have a birthday coming up, and I'm trying to forget it.
Go. Hurry. Get to it.
So.
Yeah. You know what?
Just between you and me. All right. What happened was we went to hello, over here. I'm over here. I bet. No.
This is brought to you by Talktails.
Come back.
Sorry.
So the people at the party were people like that invented things like MapQuest.
Really?
Hello? People that invented voicemail. What else, Clint? There's some other great
They invented voicemail?
People like, yes.
Wow.
People like that own things like JetBlue.
Wow.
And this was over a 400-acre ranch. And I'm out taking a hike, right? Because that's what I like to do. I'm really a nature girl. And and so I'm out hiking, and sure enough, I'm walking along in my sandals, my hiking boots, and I come face to face with a lion. But I was not in danger because I had PMS on the verge of menopause.
What does that mean?
You know what it means, Scott.
Well, no, I've dealt with it, but how does that work with a lion?
I looked at that lion as it was licking its chops, and I gave it that look. Clint, you know what I'm talking about. I gave it that. And
That's why he plays tennis on Mondays.
I said to that lion, turn around, Fluffy. Take the high road, because Wolfus is going down, and it ain't going to be me.
Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
Do lions speak English?
Oh, well, all I know is I heard him say, I'm sorry, I could take the other road. I was just trying. I'll just go the other way. Anyway, they did. I didn't actually. That's not a true story, by the way.
What?
But I did. They did have boars and wild boars And they had some boars.
And that's just the guess.
Exactly. And also bears, I heard. And they had a place where people shoot guns.
Nice.
I don't know. I wonder if Troy's ever. He's kind of a cowboy. He's kind of a country guy. I wonder if he's ever.
I grew up in a place where they shoot guns. They called it L.A. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Anyway, it was kind of scary, but and I was totally against the whole thing. So when I took the gun into my hand and aimed it at the child, but you know what? I really am afraid of guns even more than ever now, because as the gentleman who was quite qualified to show me and the other guests, if we wanted to do this, how to do it, he was saying, so when you're ready, say, pull. Yes, that's it.
Oh, you were skeet shooting.
We were skeet shooting, yeah. And so as I'm getting ready to say, pull, the gun shoots.
Oh, Jesus. Are
Yeah.
you serious?
Yes, and he go and it just went and it startled me. And he goes, and if you pull the trigger, it will
He handled it
shoot.
well.
So I was done after that. I was really done. But anyway, okay. But then when Clint did it, he actually, do you call them skeets? He hit the target, skeet,
Nice.
3 times.
What?
3 times, right?
Man.
So let's there. Yeah. So this was quite a weekend, but we had great wine and great food and great company, great conversation, and it was terrific. And I think I have a tick. But listen, I'm so excited to talk to. Oh wait! Before we move on, I was chatting with Troy before the show. Troy Burgess, starring in Rock of Ages at the Venetian.
Yeah.
And he mentioned that because he saw my Beyonce video, you know, because it's out there, right? Scott put it out there on YouTube, and it's getting a lot of hits. So Troy saw it, and he said, you know, I'm friends with the girl who actually did the choreography or worked with Beyonce, right? And she was hired on Glee just to teach the kids on the show. Oh, yeah. He can correct me later. I'm probably wrong. But teach them the choreography on the show. And he said, and the girl ended up as a character. They liked her so much, they put her in on the show and made her a regular cast member. And Scott says, oh, you know why? Because she also has a really good look. You know, and she's...
That's a unique look.
Yes, a unique look. And he starts chatting away about Glee. I have to tell you, Scott, I was a little surprised to know that you're a big fan of the show Glee.
Don't judge me.
So what? I just don't see you as musical guy.
No. Not BBN2, I'll have that talk with you, but I'm not having it here.
You won't talk about it?
About what, Glee? I've seen 1 episode.
No,
Or
that's not
20.
what you said when we were chatting.
No, look, I'm married, and happy wife, happy life, right?
You know what, Scott? You knew probably a lot more than Melissa knows about the show. Come on.
Really?
Just...
See, I almost did it. I almost got in trouble.
Uh-oh, he was going to say...
No,
he was going to say a curse word.
Get in trouble.
All right.
Can't do it.
All right, I'm going to kick Scott's butt on the break. We'll be right back after this.
I know we should get a massage, though, if you ever go to Sooonoma County again. I'll help you there.
We're going to be right back with a gentleman who's so talented, and he's worked with everyone from Cher to Michael Jackson, the producers, directors. I can't wait to pick his brain right after this on Talktails. Troy Burgess coming right up.
This is David Ivey from Pub Crawl. It's funny because it's David from. Wait, you should just leave it on. Hi, I'm David Ivey from Pub Crawl, and you're watching the Vegas Video Network. And scene.
I see you. I don't know. Welcome back to Talktails. I am your host,
the original
Kelly Clinton-Holmes, and I'm so excited about our guest today. He's starring in Rock of Ages at the Venetian, and he plays the character of Dennis Dupree. Please welcome Troy Burgess to Talktails. Troy!
Yeah.
You're here. Now, you know, the picture that we used to advertise the show is a picture of you as your character. You look completely different. You know, you came to the bootlegger and you sang, and then I went to the show and saw you and had trouble knowing that was you for the first 15 minutes.
My dad
my dad saw the first half of the show and then turns to my wife and says, "So which one is Troy?"
No, your dad?
My dad.
Oh my goodness! But that's because you're an actor and a singer and a performer, so you get all into the character, huh?
I do. I mean, I'm admittedly a little method with how I do it. Like, for example, they, wardrobe said, we could have put you in a fat suit. But instead, this is the first job I've ever had in my entire life when someone asked me to put on weight. So
yeah.
I literally put on 25 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Because I just finished this other job and I had my country skinny on.
Uh-huh.
And then I called Chris Dorenzo and the writer, and I said, "Dude, what have I got to do to get this job?" And I mean, I did everything to get this job. I made a video. I gained weight. He goes, "Put on some weight." So I was just heading to Cuba for a vacation with my wife because she's Cuban.
Uh-huh.
And I just ate as many avocados and drank as much as I possibly could.
That is my dream job. I want a job like that.
Let me tell you. I mean, to be able to drink beer and eat anything I want all the time.
And then don't exercise.
All the time.
You can't exercise.
No, you can't.
No.
Because you'll lose it.
I saw the video. That you created. Was it your idea to create the video?
It was my idea to do the video. This was a long process.
As an audition.
Like 3 months. And then finally, at the end of 3 months, not everyone from the creative team was there at one time. So, we want to put your sides on tape and whatever. I'm like, oh, my God. All right, fine. I'm like, I wanted to do something so they would just have no choice but to give me the job, period. So I made this big 80s music video, singing the whole Can't Fight This Feeling song, overlooking the ocean.
With your shirt blowing in the wind.
My shirt blowing in the wind and my big belly hanging out.
His belly was out. Did you guys get that? I sent it to you, and I don't know if we were able to well, we can can they see it anywhere? Can the people see it?
Well, yeah, well Vimeo.com/Troy Burgess.
Okay.
It's there.
I was like, when it first started, I know it was an audition tape, but when it first started and your shirt came open and your belly was out a little, and I thought, wow. Okay, well, and then they started doing some side shots, and it's like he was sticking it out even more. And then I realized, oh, this is what he was doing to say, I'm that guy. I'm that Dennis
guy, and you have to give me this job.
So was that it? That cinched the deal? Sealed the deal?
I think it helped. Yeah, I mean,
that's great.
And, I'm here, and I couldn't be happier.
Well, we talked a little bit about how some of us will get a part or circumstances will be different, right? So that kind of a thing where you found a way to get in, is that the way you kind of do everything when
Absolutely.
you're going for a role or a job or a gig?
Absolutely. I mean, whatever it takes, and you have to just assume it, because you have to be believable in that position instantly. I mean, they have to look at you and go, oh.
Yeah, you can't leave it up to
and
their
if they don't, and you're not that guy, that's fine too.
Right.
But you gotta do that.
Well, I was just informed that I was covering up my right microphone.
Oh. I just reached for my beer and realized it was a fresh cold one. That's awesome.
How about Talktails?
Well,
how about this show right
here,
baby?
Done.
So you're drinking the PBR, you're drinking the Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I got hooked on PBR when I played Hank Williams a long time ago in a one-man show called Nobody Lonesome for Me, and I drank a lot of PBR and a lot of Jack Daniels because I'm method.
Yeah, so you go for it. All right, I want to read about that. I want to tell, because you had an amazing review on that. So it's a one-man show. The life story of Hank Williams. And it says, and no self-respecting actor could convey the brave hopelessness with more sensitivity than Troy Allen Burgess. In an impressive one-man performance as the derelict star, Burgess coaxes us to love him even in self-destruction. And that's just part of the review right there. So you really honed in on that character. and this is you for an hour and a half?
90 minutes flat out. It was 42 pages of dialogue, bits and pieces of 9 songs, and I had exactly 14 days to nail it.
Are you serious?
I was myself.
Yeah.
Because I kept a journal thinking, and every night I would write in this journal, how am I going to do this?
He's his own bleep machine. I love this.
I'm doing my best.
You're good.
My son's going to see this maybe. But I would write it out, and then I finally figured out how I could get there. So I arranged my apartment exactly like the set, and I pasted and taped the pages everywhere that I could. So if I dropped a line, the page would be in front of me. So every morning and every night, I'd run it. Right. It takes 90 minutes to run it.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
It was rough, but the most satisfying, gratifying job probably of my entire career.
Okay, so now when you're on stage, did you still have your notes on set?
No. No, and it's just you. I mean, if
no safety net.
The interesting thing about the director went away after we opened. The director went away, Charlie Hensley, great guy. He came back and he says, "You know what? I had this fear of hiring a dancer to play this part." Because it was actually between me and Kevin Bacon. He says, I'm either going to hire a star, a name, or I'm going to hire a Hank. And again, I went in, I recorded in the studio and recorded a couple songs, and I submitted that during the audition process.
Smart.
And he said the same thing. He says, I would play Hank, and I'd play you, and I'd play Hank, and I'd play you, and you were the Hank. So I got you. And the dancer bit... he said, I went away for a week, and I came back, and it was exactly how I left it. I didn't screw with it, like maybe actors would.
Right.
I did the show as it was set, as a dancer would, And he appreciated that, and that's, that's the backbone of the stability that I think dancers bring to acting roles.
Right. Is almost like their method of the way they practice. They always say, I have to sing or I have to mark everything to the music as the music's going along. Is it the same idea?
Well, it's choreography. I mean, it's like remembering a telephone number when you used to have to actually dial a number.
Right.
You could remember a telephone number physically by the choreography.
Oh, I love that.
And that's the same kind of thing. And that helped me also with the lines, knowing that I would be going over here and I do this and I do that, and if the actions are the same. My backstage action when I do the show at night, Rock of Ages, is 99% exactly the same every night.
Really?
And I have moments where I know I need to wait in the wings, so I stay in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I do it. And I stay in it, and I'm watching 3 minutes of something going on before me, just so I'm not backstage sitting in a chair like.
Right.
Just waiting.
Detaching from what's happening.
Yeah, and letting other things in life creep into your head.
Oh, I love this. I know my husband is listening and loving this too, because we've spent a lot of time with, I don't know if you know who Larry Moss is. He's an acting coach and a director, and he works with a lot of the people like Leonardo DiCaprio and Helen Hunt. But anyway, we've taken his class several times, and Clint has worked with him a lot on his piece over the years. But we talk about where were you before you came into this scene, and about staying in it. I mean, because not everybody does what you're talking about in a big show like that. Some people will be backstage joking around, clowning around, which is okay if that works for them. Yeah. But you need to stay in it because you're really
need to stay in it. I mean, it's kind of my process, the whole time, like from getting the call for the audition to, through the end of it.
Right.
I need to stay in it, and I need to be that. I like to think every part that I play is just another part of me that gets to be bigger in that moment.
Right.
I like to think it's all there.
Right. Well, in order to really live it, you have to bring some of yourself to it. They're showing a lot of the clips just now. They showed a lot of the Rock of Ages scenes. So what, are you close to anybody particular in the show? I know you're buddies with the person that you're on stage most of all with.
Of course, I mean, of course, Lonnie Lonnie and Dennis have this relationship, and it is what it is, and it's great. And we have great chemistry, and it's super fun.
He's sort of the narrator in a way, the glue.
Yeah, he's an extremely talented young guy, and we have a lot of fun. And he brings it and holds it down every night.
And this is Mark.
Thank you for that, Mark Chinook.
Mark Chinook, who I met.
But there's another guy. There's another guy who I'm a fan of, and that's Bob Torty, and he plays the German father who threatens to tear everything down.
Yes.
My bar. But Bob Torty, I met him in 1987. Am I disturbing you?
No, they're drinking Pabst over there. Okay, go.
But Bob Torty I got Greaseball in Starlight Express when I was 21 years old. And I was in New York, and Bob was playing Greaseball on Broadway at the same time. So that's when I met him. I asked him for a couple tips, and he very graciously gave me some tips of what to watch out for. Don't let them use your own hair, all that stuff like that.
Oh, is that so?
I'm like, good tip, thanks. So, I looked up to him certainly from that moment because I just got at that time, it was a dream to get that role, and here he was playing that role and got nominated for a Tony for that role and on Broadway. I mean, so that's when I met him, and I saw him a few times after that. But 26 years later ish, to be on stage with him and having things to do together, and he's building a deck at my house this coming week.
Boy, he's talented.
Yeah.
He's like you. He's multi-talented. Now
super awesome guy.
You, as I did my research, you freaked me out because I'm going to name some of the shows you were in, but some of the people you've worked with as a dancer, you worked with one of my idols in the world. You worked with Cher, and you worked with, and we can go back to that in a minute, you worked with Michael Jackson. You were in several of the videos. You worked with Paula Abdul, so many big names as a dancer and as a choreographer.
Mostly as a dancer, as a choreographer, I did a lot of choreography for Whitney Houston's tour.
Whitney Houston, too. Wow.
And working with her was incredible. This was pre-Bobby, we like to say pre-Bobby.
This was her in her prime, in the beginning.
Yeah,
and Whitney.
Yeah, in her most incredible state of her life and career and voice, and doing the choreography for with her was pretty easy because she really didn't want to do anything. So we were like, yeah, right. But it was
do that again.
Was a ton of, yeah. But it was a ton of fun being out with her. I mean, working with these big names. I never put anyone on a pedestal or anything. I just think, hey, we all just do what we do.
Oh yeah.
You do what you do. I do what I do.
What was it like working with Michael Jackson? I mean, some of those videos.
The first time was pretty freaky.
Yeah.
Michael likes to work where everything's pretty much set, and then he just gets put into it. So the first time I worked with him was Black or White. I was the Russian guy, and he was under my arm. So Mike comes in, and we're dancing all day. We're waiting for him to come in. He comes in. We do it like 100 times in a row, and then he's done.
Mm-hmm.
But one great thing working with Michael at that time was he didn't show up to work every day. So we kept getting paid day after day after day.
Oh, yeah, score.
Yeah, I was supposed to make like $1,000 on this video, and I ended up making over 10.
Oh, just because he didn't show up.
And hey, if he's not feeling it that day, stay home. It's cool.
But see, in most of our worlds as entertainers, if they don't show up, you don't get paid. Sometimes, if everyone shows up, you don't get paid. So you kick butt. You know what? We have a live chat question. Are you ready, Troy?
Sure.
Okay, who do we have, Scott?
This is from Scott.
Scott. Okay.
Can you?
What a coincidence.
But you've actually appeared in Michael Jackson videos. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And which videos were they?
Black or white, blood on the dance floor. I feel like there's another one. I
Bad.
forget it.
Bad.
Oh, I was in Ghost, but not the whole thing. And we did a few live things. One was Slash.
Oh boy.
Which was fun.
I think he left a word out right there.
Yeah.
Fun.
It was funny. The one couple funny things about working with Michael. Nancy Reagan came to the set one day, and I turned to one of the dancers. I'm like, do you know there are like 16 guys with guns around us right now? Same with Paul McCartney. When Paul McCartney came, Mike's got all of his guys, 8 or 10 guys with guns, and then they have all their guys. So there's all these guys with earbuds and guns, and we're on a music video.
Yeah.
You know.
Sounds like my weekend at Sooonoma. Okay.
And when we finished that video, and Michael was super playful. I just got this tattoo. John Hughes was directing, and before I got it, because I already booked the artist, and I said, hey, if an actor's got a tattoo, what do you do? Cover it up. I'm like, got it, cool.
Okay.
So that was like my go ahead, green light. So I got the tattoo. I show up the next day to work, and Michael's like, "Is that new?" He goes, I'm like, yeah. He goes, "Can I touch it?" And he literally comes up. Does that hurt?
Wow.
I mean, he's really playful, really childlike, really.
Did it hurt?
No.
Wasn't it raw and new?
But
Okay, so he was fun and down to earth.
Very fun and down. And then at the end of the video, on this one particular day, I'm like, watch this. And I yell at, we were just the Russian guys, because we did a little reshoot. And I yell at him, I go, watch this. I'm like, Mike, we're going for a beer after. Do you want to come? He's like, you're crazy. You're crazy. It was so funny. And then, you crazies, and he's out, right? And I'm walking off the lot at Culver City, and suddenly this limo pulls up beside me, and the window rolls down, and this is the time when he's wearing the mask, and he goes, I forgot to say goodbye to the guys. Would you tell him I said goodbye? I'm like, yeah. Cool guy.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah.
So sweet. Okay, now I want to see, since you imitated Michael, I want to see if you do a little share. Well,
I do share. I do that every night, dude.
Yeah, really, you got the long hair in the show.
You know it. Every night, I'm like.
Can I do my share for you real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Woo! Well, if I could turn back time, well, if I could find a way, looks like I'm naked on the camera, I take back those words that hurt you. And Troy, I know you would stay. I know you would. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1.
Oh my gosh, that makes me miss her a lot. I miss her a lot.
You guys can applaud right now. I miss her too.
I do. I miss her a lot. It was like being on the road with your mother.
Whoa!
It's not like an age thing.
You know
It's like a honey, you need a sandwich thing.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And I drove from one city to another on her bus. She invited me to hang out and talk. I'm like, wow, this is gonna be fun. All I wanted to do was ask her about Gene Simmons. That's all I wanted to do, man.
Yeah. You know what they're talking about, honey? Okay, I just want to check and make sure. Woo!
But such a generous,
down-to-earth, cool chick.
awesome. When I was out with her when she was going out with Richie Sambora, and he came out a lot too, and he was a really neat
nice
guy, yeah.
Because I felt like they broke up and he hurt her, but I guess everything has to come to an end when it's just not meant to be forever.
Yeah,
How profound was that?
It's a shame what happened to that guy.
What happened to him?
Oh, he's kind of gone off.
Oh, he has?
Well, yeah, he's had some issues, but the guy is amazing. He's an amazing guitar player. He's an amazing singer. they're touring. Bon Jovi is touring right now without him, and a lot of folks are like, I can't go.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I can't go to that concert because Richie Sambora is literally the part of the real sound of Bon Jovi. Besides the guitar,
it was like Journey without Perry.
Right.
It's really an interesting issue, and they're out, go out making their millions. And Sambora can't do it for whatever reason. I mean, he's struggled with substance abuse and whatever. But the guy's a singer like nothing else, and he's a good guitar player too. Yeah. It's really a shame to watch that happen.
Yeah, I can't imagine Bon Jovi, without Richie. So that's sad. So okay, so Cher, Paula Abdul.
I got so much juice out of that doing that video. Paula
Which video?
Was looking Cold Hearted Snake. So I'm the guy with Paula, black fringe pants. When the
Cold Hearted Snake.
when the designer gives me these black fringe pants, I'm like, dude, really?
You were excited, or
they were
whoa, hey, great
black,
shot, right
black fringe pants. He's like, trust me. He was right.
And you really, yeah. And you didn't you have like a bandana and?
I had a ponytail with a long black ribbon, and I mean, I was going to do Chippendales in Australia.
Really?
And I went to this audition knowing that I was leaving town anyway. And Paula comes up to me immediately. Who are you? What's your name? You have to do my video. I'm like,
oh, really?
I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of leaving. And so my agent calls me and says, Paula wants to book you right now. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of leaving. I'm going to Australia to do Chippendales. It's going to be fun.
Did she? No, where did she see you though? Where she?
At the audition.
Okay.
So Paula, at this time, Paula was not Paula.
Right.
Really, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, so she came. She was there. She came right up to me and wanted to book me right there. And this is one of the stories I had. Like, I told my agent. I said, Julie McDonald, MSA, love you. She said, Paula wants to book you right now. You should do this video. I'm like, I'm leaving. Mm-hmm. And I said, but I know she's going on tour. So if she books me on the tour, I'll stay.
That's smart.
That's not going to happen. Well, then I'm leaving.
Right. I got to go. I've got to
get what do I know? What do I care? I mean, she's not Paula at that time. It's just a music video.
Right.
And I'm going to go to Australia and have some fun.
And you had a deal.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, long story short, she calls me and she says, days before leaving for Australia, and I warned them, and they said, okay.
Uh-oh. That's not the one, though, is it?
Yeah, that's it.
Is that the one? Oh, there he is.
My sister's in this video, too, which is the only time I'm right there on the right.
On the right? Okay.
Well, the best part is coming up later, but the little floor part. Anyway, long story short, I get booked on the job, and this is how I got Cher, actually. I get booked on this job with Paula, and I get the tour. I cancel my trip to Australia. I start rehearsing the tour with Paula and doing this video. My knees are like in traction. I really wasn't meant for that job.
Okay.
But I kind of started liking Paula. We kind of went on a date like once.
Oh, this is good, isn't it, guys?
It was a kind of chaperone date with another friend of ours. And I forget some of the bits part of it, but I do remember a phone call from Julie McDonald at 7 o'clock in the morning. Don't go to rehearsal, you're fired.
Oh, what? Whoa.
Oh, yeah. First time I ever lost my job. First time I ever lost a job in my entire life. And Larry and Larry were her managers, and apparently did not want a straight guy who had eyes for Paula out on the road.
Oh,
lost it like that.
No.
But here's a good thing. 2 weeks later, I get my $2,000 cancellation fee, and I book Cher's tour.
Yay!
So,
another happy ending for
And I was
Troy
definitely
Burgess.
meant to be on that show, and I definitely wasn't meant to be on the path. I mean, so everything happens for a reason. We were talking about this, about your path and your career, how things happen and will totally change your path.
Yeah.
And I just said this to a friend of mine recently. I don't like to think of it in terms of my path changing. I think of it as in terms of that is my path.
Right. Yeah, even when
that is it.
Something you get stopped.
I might think it's headed in a different direction, but you know, your path is your path, no matter how you try to screw it up.
Yeah.
And that's in life and love and everything. No matter how much you try to screw it up,
right.
Your path is your path.
So your path eventually leads to love, the love of your life. Your beautiful wife is starring in the show Fantasy as well. And you met her many years ago, and her name is Yessie.
Yessie.
How did you meet her?
I'm divorced.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
Don't say anything right now. We need a moment of silence.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. She needs to start working out. I need to start working out. She is absolutely gorgeous.
She's stupid talented, too. And the sexiest part about her isn't even on the outside, you know.
You mean, wow, okay.
Yeah, she's
See, honey,
so
it
sweet.
doesn't matter if I go to the gym. That's the way I heard it. Go on, tell us more, Troy. Go on, don't go to the gym.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Yeah, that's my gig right now. So my 10 years, my mom's been nagging me to go to Aruba for 10 years, bought a timeshare there, randomly. I'm like, what? Aruba? 10 years later, I'm divorced with a 1-year-old on vacation with my mother. And I'm in a car of 65-year-olds going back to the hotel at 11 o'clock, and I'm like, pull over. Mom's like, what? I'm like, just pull over. Let me out. I'm on vacation. I'm doing the math in my head. Let me out. Walk to the next bar, down the street, on the beach, Carlos and Charlie's, beer in my hand, turn to my right, there she is.
Wow.
And
That's
literally
awesome.
just...
Connected and...
Well, first of all, I felt like I swallowed a shovel. I couldn't even move.
Yeah.
And I stalked her to like 3 different bars before I could get up the nerve to say hello.
You followed her.
You know it.
Okay.
I'm pacing. I'm like 35 feet behind her, like, hat down. I'm like, I'm going to say hi to this woman if it kills me, no matter what. I'll never forgive myself.
And you connected.
Connected, soulmates immediately. And then I flew to Aruba every 30 days. Every 30 days for 2 weeks a pop for 5 months.
Wow.
She barely spoke English. Didn't matter. Soulmates from the get-go.
That's beautiful.
And proposed to her on her 21st birthday on the beach with my grandmother's ring, who passed away in the middle of it.
Wow. That's the path. That's the way it was supposed to go.
Yeah, I mean...
we have a live chat question. Is that right, Scott? We had a live chat. What happened?
When are you going to wrap
right
up?
Before that.
My question was, what exactly did you say to close that deal?
Oh, to
on
Yessie?
behalf of all the men who are single in the audience.
Well, you know, her name is Yessie, so he just said, will you marry me? And she said...
I don't even know what
She thought
I
he said, what's your name? And she said, Yessie. All right, sorry, go on.
I don't even know what I said. It was all in Spanish. I learned this whole paragraph of Spanish to propose to her.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, rehearsed it and the whole bit.
So sweet. Okay, you know we're over time already because
Yeah,
I got
we are. We're done.
I was so fascinated by everything
Thanks,
you
I'll see-
said. Okay, wait, don't go anywhere. Wait, get your hooba holla ready because okay, first of all, we all have to go see Rock of Ages and see Troy Burgess as Dennis Dupree, and the show is terrific. Take you back to a crazy time in the 80s, right? The 80s.
Yeah.
And Google him, look him up, go to his website because there's so much more to him, and he has so many things going on. But we're going to ask him to sing us out. Will you play a song and sing?
I will.
And share your gift with us? And if you want, I'll just be share the whole time. No, I'll stop.
I brought my special guitar. I got my 50-cent shirt that my grandma bought me. And Willie Nelson and Emmylou Harris. I did this job. I worked with Johnny Cash, too, on the set of Delia. And I think of bringing my guitar for him to sign. No.
Oh, well. Well, look, those are some darn good signatures.
Well, I wasn't going to
you
make
got
that
right
mistake again.
there. Exactly.
But this is my first guitar my dad bought for me when I was 12.
Troy.
I'm that kind of guy. PBR, 50-cent shirt, whatever.
You're a country guy.
Well, my dad left home when I was 3. He didn't leave much to Ma and me, just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now, I don't blame him because he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought that it was quite a joke, and it got a lot of laughs from lots of folks. Seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some guy would giggle and I'd get red, and some guy'd laugh and I'd bust his head. I tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard and my wits got keen. I'd roam from town to hide my shame. But it made me a vow to the moon and stars that I'd search the honky-tonks and bars and kill that man that gave me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July. I just hit town and my throat was dry. I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. At an old saloon on a street of mud, there at a table, dealing studs, sat that dirty, mangy dog that named me Sue. Well, I knew that steak was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother had. I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and gray and old. I looked at him and my blood ran cold. I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you gonna die." Yeah, that's what I told him. Then I hit him hard right between the eyes. He went down, but to my surprise, he come up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. Then I busted a chair right across his teeth, and we crashed through a wall and into the street, kicking and gouging in the mud and the blood and the beer. Now I tell you, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember men. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile.
Rock of Ages!
I heard him laugh and then I heard him cuss. He went for his gun and I pulled mine first. He stood there looking at me and I saw him smile. He said, "Son, this world is rough, and if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough."